QT Discovery. B-1 Lancer. The Rockwell B-1 Lancer is a supersonic heavy bomber with variable sweep wings, used by the United States Air Force. It is commonly referred to as Bone, from B-1. The B-1 is one of three types of strategic bombers in service with the United States Air Force, along with the B-2 Spirit and the B-52 Stratofortress, as of 2022. B-2 Spirit. The B-2 Spirit, developed by Northrop Grumman, is a multi-role strategic stealth bomber equipped with stealth technology. It carries not only conventional and smart guided bombs but also nuclear bombs. This bomber is an important milestone in the modernization program of the United States bombers. The B-2 is the most expensive aircraft ever produced, with an estimated cost of up to $2.13 billion each at 1997 prices. The operating cost of the B-2 is also the highest among military aircraft, $130,000 per flight hour based on 2020 prices. Due to high costs, the initial order quantity of 135 units was reduced to 75 by the end of the 1980s. The second-generation stealth technology allows this aircraft to minimize its radar detection capability, enabling it to penetrate the enemy's air defense missile systems. B52 Stratofortress. The B-52 Stratofortress is a heavy jet bomber used by the United States Air Force since 1955, replacing the Convair B-36 and Boeing B-47 models. Designed to carry nuclear weapons for a nuclear war, it has never actually performed this role. Instead, it has been used to drop various types of bombs and conventional missiles in wars. The B-52 is the longest-range bomber that does not require refueling and can carry between 27 to 33 tons, 60,000 to 73,000 pounds, of weapons. The U.S. Air Force began operating the B-52 in 1955 within units of the Strategic Air Command, which was later merged into Air Force Command in 1991. Its long range at subsonic speeds and relatively low operating costs have kept the B-52 in service, despite proposals to replace it with the supersonic XB-70 Valkyrie, the supersonic B-1B Lancer, and the stealthy B-2 Spirit. F-5 Freedom Fighter. The F-5 is a family of lightweight, twin-engine supersonic fighter aircraft that has been widely used. Designed and manufactured by Northrop in the United States starting in the 1960s. Hundreds of F-5s are still in service with several air forces around the world in the early 21st century, and the F-5 has also served as a model for several other aircraft designs. The F-5 project began as a lightweight fighter aircraft program funded by Northrop in the 1950s. The first generation was the F-5A Freedom Fighter, which entered service in the 1960s. More than 800 units were produced by 1972 in U.S. allied countries during the Cold War. Although the U.S. Air Force had no need for a lightweight fighter, the F-5 was still used in a training role, and about 1,200 T-38 Talon aircraft, developed from the F-5 airframe, were manufactured for training purposes. F-101 Voodoo. The McDonnell F-101 Voodoo is a supersonic fighter aircraft used by the United States Air Force and the Royal Canadian Air Force. Originally designed as a long-range escort fighter for the Strategic Air Command, the Voodoo served in various roles, including fighter bomber, all-weather interceptor, and photo reconnaissance aircraft. The Voodoo reconnaissance aircraft was used during the Cuban Missile Crisis and was widely utilized. F-102 Delta Dagger. The Convair F-102 Delta Dagger is a type of triangular-winged interceptor fighter aircraft developed as a core part of the United States Air Force's Air Defense Forces in the late 1950s. It was introduced into service in 1956 with the primary purpose of intercepting potential incursions by Soviet bomber aircraft. A for Skyhawk. The A for Skyhawk is a subsonic attack bomber aircraft originally designed to operate from the aircraft carriers of the United States Navy. It was designed and manufactured by Douglas Aircraft Corporation, later McDonnell Douglas, and was originally designated A-4D under the Navy's designation system before 1962. 50 years after the first flight, the Falklands dispute, and the Yom Kippur War, nearly 3,000 Skyhawks are still in service with air forces around the world, including on aircraft carriers. The Skyhawk was designed by Ed Heinemann of Douglas to meet the U.S. Navy's requirement for a jet attack aircraft to replace the A-1 Skyraider. Heinemann aimed for a minimal design in terms of size, weight, and complexity. The Skyhawk is known by the nicknames Scooter, Bantam Bomber, and Tinker Toy Bomber. A-6 Intruder. The A-6 Intruder is a twin-engine, mid-wing attack aircraft manufactured by Grumman Aerospace. In service from 1963 to 1997, the Intruder was designed as an all-weather aircraft to replace the piston-engine A-1 Skyraider medium attack aircraft. A special electronic warfare version, the EA-6B Prowler, was still in use until 2007. As the A-6 was gradually retired, the precision strike mission was transferred to the F-14 Tomcat equipped with lantern, low-altitude navigation, and targeting infrared for night system. A-7 Corsair 2. The Lingtemcovort A-7 Corsair 2 is a type of subsonic light attack aircraft designed for carrier operations, introduced into the United States Navy to replace the A for Skyhawk. Its design is based on the successful supersonic fighter F-8 Crusader produced by Chance Fort. The A-7 was one of the first combat aircraft to be equipped with a heads-up display, HUD, an inertial navigation system, INS, combined with Doppler, and a turbofan engine. It was used by the United States Air Force to replace the A-1 Skyraiders borrowed from the Navy as well as in the United States Air National Guard. A-10 Thunderbolt 2. The A-10 Thunderbolt 2 is a type of ground attack aircraft and close air support for the United States. This aircraft has a single seat, 2 jet engines, and was produced by Fairchild Republic for the U.S. Air Force to provide close air support to ground forces by attacking tanks, armored vehicles, and other ground targets. It is also used to conduct air interdiction to prevent enemy reinforcements. This is the first aircraft of the United States Air Force specifically designed for close air support missions. Thank you for watching. Remember, like, subscribe, share.